Welcome back to Dark Story Time. I am your co-host, Lady of Shadows, and I will be leading today's podcast. Nestled in the foothills of the Shawangunk Mountains in the small town of Napanoch, New York, within its quiet streets, it holds a treasure for both the weary traveler and the paranormal enthusiast, the haunted Shanley Hotel. This historic bed and breakfast has boasted several famous guests, as well as a few infamous ones that used to attend the Gentlemen's Club and Bordello. A few of those guests have never left and still linger in the corridors, waiting to greet newcomers and welcome back the returning guests. In 1845, Thomas Rich was the first to put mortar to stone and erect the Rich's Hotel on Main Street. Napanoch was a nice vacation destination from those attempting to escape the hustles and bustle of the larger cities. Due to the convenience of the railroad, many a traveler came to rest their heads. The Thomas Rich Hotel claimed in a local newspaper to be one of the area's best with fine food and new furnishing. Even after Rich sold the hotel in 1851, the newly named Hungerford's Hotel continued to purport the property as one of the most beautiful and commodious public houses to be found in any section of the country. Mr. Hungerford catered to the same clientele as Mr. Rich, including the elite gentlemen's club that boasted a very distinguished membership and was quick to dandle the ladies of the bordello on their knees. You are welcome to click the link below to see more about the history of the Shanley Hotel on their website. With me today, I have a special guest who has some first-hand encounters. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Nix.
And are you comfortable with telling us some of your experiences?
I absolutely am. So, I'm going to preface all of this by saying I have always been a hyper skeptic.
Okay.
I want to believe in the things that go bump in the night, but I'm one of those people that has to have it's pics or it didn't happen.
Exactly.
You need to experience it. You need to see it. Show me where it is. So my mother, who I have an incredibly close relationship, wanted to do a ghost hunt because we're so close. I said, sure, anything for you. Let's go.
Let's do this.
So she got online and was like, found a ghost hunting group, paranormal investigators. They're from the UK. They're only going to be here for a limited time.
Okay.
It's local-ish. Let's do it. I said, okay, fine. She then tells me, hey, it's an overnight. I said, okay, fine. She said, hey, I don't know where Napanoch is, but we're going to go. I said, okay, that's fine.
Sounds great.
So I reach out to a friend of mine. I'm like, hey, my crazy mother has me doing this thing. She's like, hey, my crazy wife has me doing the same thing. I was like,
let's do the craziness together.
Let's do the crazy together. It'll be great. So we make a plan. We decide we're going to go. None of us have any idea where this town is. We find the town. This town is one street with one bar. We found out that this event is a dry event, meaning we cannot drink while hunting ghosts.
No.
Because apparently the ghosts are puritanical. It's fine.
You need to be sober.
So I made fun of it for hours and hours on end as we were getting ready to go. My mother even found it incredibly hilarious to buy me a headlamp.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's not enough to make me go do something I don't really...
Like the ones that strap on your head?
Yeah, like I'm a coal miner. So she bought herself a lovely flashlight, but bought me a headlamp.
There you go.
Thinking I'm not going to do it.
You need both of your hands available.
Apparently. So we decide that we're going to hit up the local bar first.
Yeah.
It is the type of town that if someone that doesn't live there walks through a door, all heads turn and stare at them.
It's like you can hear crickets chirping.
Mm-hmm. So we go. We imbibe in a few alcoholic adult beverages, to get us ready to find ghosts.
Yeah. Liquid courage.
Uh-huh. We go the 2 seconds down the road. Literally, it's a small, small town. And we end up at the Shanley. Now, when you read the history on the Shanley. It was supposed to be the most beauteous thing on the planet. Well, that was a long time ago. It just looks spooky now, especially in the dark and especially after adult beverages. So I'm like, okay. We go in and we are introduced to the paranormal investigation team. I believe there were 4 that were heading this team that were, all different types of mediums.
Okay.
And each medium kind of has their own way of communicating with the spirit, as most of them called it, spirits, as some others called it, and departed, as others.
Okay.
So it was actually a very large group. So the entire hotel, save for an area that the owner and, upkeeper, I don't really know. He's just the owner.
Gotcha.
Actually lived on property. So that was the only area that was going to be off limits to any of the guests.
Now, when they lived on property, was there another, dwelling on the property, or were they, actually in the Shanley Hotel?
They're in the Shanley Hotel, but it's very strange. It's almost like an extra wing.
Okay.
That is completely closed off to...
So it's absolutely, workers only.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. But before they go lights out, they let you just kind of walk around, find the rooms that you have rented for the evening, so you can deposit your suitcases or whatever it is that you have, change if you wanted to. In the center of the home, because it does feel like just a home. It doesn't feel like a hotel as we know it.
Because it was a bed and breakfast, and as most bed and breakfasts are, it's more of a homely environment. It's
Correct.
Not so much okay, here's lobby and then corridors to your rooms. It's more like living space and dining area.
Right.
Gotcha.
So the entire bed and breakfast, the entire inn is centered around a very large kitchen and dining area. It's very communal space.
Okay.
That, after lights out, once the investigations begin, that is the only place that has lights on at all anywhere. Natural, built into the building light.
Right. Oh.
So we could go there and grab a snack, grab a drink, just get away from the shadows because your eyes go nuts with too much dark.
Right. They start playing tricks on you for sure, too.
Right. Which, you kind of want a little
right,
bit.
You do. Well, you're there for the spook effect.
Right.
You're there for the entire experience, so you want to maximize.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we get split into groups. Now, as I said, each person that is there to attend the hunt of it all, we've all rented rooms that we will be sleeping in. However, the majority of those rooms are also going to be investigated. Any rooms that had any type of connection with paranormal activity were going to be investigated in one way, shape, or form. Granted, they kind of had to be large enough to accommodate the size of each group
Of the tours that were happening.
Right.
Yeah.
So honestly, the room that my mother and I stayed in, I believe it was called the Blue Room, and I pretty sure that there was, I believe it was Eleanor Roosevelt, that was the room that she stayed in every time she was in the area, because the entire Hudson Valley area is well known for having connections to the Roosevelts, and it was a frequent place for her to stay.
Where they would go.
And it was lovely. It's very period specific. They really try to they do a great job with maintaining the feel and the age while still keeping things updated and kind of fresh for you to still be able to stay.
So I did do a fact check, and it says the Eleanor Room at the Shanley Hotel is not a single named room, but refers to the Blue Room.
Yes.
So, which is rumored, and I'm sure you'll probably get to this, but it's rumored to be haunted by the ghost of a distraught man who committed suicide there after the 1929 stock market crash.
So they told us that tidbit before we went to bed.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
It was hey, by the way.
just so you know.
Yeah, just, I don't know if you're weird about it, but, sweet dreams. There'll be coffee and cake in the morning. It was very strange.
But it does say that Eleanor Roosevelt and Thomas Edison were both notably past guests, specifically to the Shanley Hotel in that room.
Oh, I didn't know about Edison. That's actually pretty wild. Like, I don't know why one is more weird to me than the other.
They're both very bizarre.
But it's all
think
very
about it.
strange.
Yeah.
So we get split up into our groups. Like, we meet the people in our groups, and we get told that we're going to meet together in one group to go into one area in particular that was almost like a conservatory that was built off of the back of the hotel.
Oh, okay.
It's there that, you know, they give kind of the history of the hotel. Like, the people that ran this were absolutely incredible. Like, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like, just, even if I experienced nothing, if no one ever experienced anything in this place, they wove a beautiful tale, and they really set the tone for what the entire evening was going to be. It really kind of gets you in the mood to, like, go hunt for stuff, and, like, just it gets you really excited, and it was
right.
It was an exciting moment, like, and their, you know, opening lines of communication, however each one chose to do it, however each medium chose to do it.
Okay.
So one worked off of some sort of chime situation, almost like meditative trance. Like, we couldn't be near her. She needed like a moment, like off to the side. I mean, it was all very woo woo.
Yeah.
But like not a scary woo woo. Like a really like, oh, these people actually know what they're doing. They could have been completely full of shit. Like, whatever.
Who knows? Right. And that's the skeptic in you. That's like, what are you doing over there? Or are you really feeling like those vibrations coming off that energy?
Correct. But I'm there for my mom. My mom is like, oh, I can't wait to experience something. Like, she is the constant rose-colored glasses. I can't wait to experience a thing. She's just excited, and I wanted to be excited for her. So I'm very much trying to demonstrate, yeah, I'm into it. I'm so into it.
Let's do this.
So then we get split off into our smaller groups that we had been introduced to, and we split off, and there, in each area that we went to, they would tell us the history of that particular part of the inn, as well as the paranormal experiences that people have like reported, and things that are felt and seen and even smelled in some cases.
Okay. All of the senses.
All of them. Because apparently that hotel is renowned for really having immersive, all-encompassing ones for people that report to experience things. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Like, let's go see this old hotel. Like, that's the part that I'm excited about. I'm like, okay, let's go
check it out.
Yeah, this is fun. So we are walking around. They give us the dowsing rods, which was the first time I had ever actually seen that in person.
And what are those again? Those are the dual rods, right? In either hand?
Yes. You hold a metal rod in each hand, and typically they're supposed to be used for finding water.
So they're like 90-degree angle rods,
correct.
Right?
Okay. So usually for used to find water, paranormal hunters and enthusiasts use them to ask questions and get answers from the spirits.
Okay.
If I was told you set a boundary, you set an expectation that if the answer is yes, that the rods will turn in your hand and cross.
Okay.
And if the answer is no, that they will either turn out or remain the same.
Okay.
And I was like, well, I mean, those are two very different things. Again, the skeptic in me is
kind of like the pendulum, right?
Right.
If it's going left to right or if it's going forward to back.
Correct. So we're doing that, and it's apparently the main inhabitant of that area, because we were in one of the upper floors in like the main part of the home. There's supposed to be a little boy that investigators will leave toys out for him. Balls have been reported to like just go on their own. If you roll it, it'll sometimes roll back.
Oh God.
I experienced absolutely nothing. I experienced nothing. I experienced darkness. I experienced the headlamp of it all.
The headlamp on the head, yep.
And my adult beverages from previously were wearing off. So I was also getting a little sleepy. And I'm like, okay, next room. Let's go. Like, come on. We go to another room. It was really just, like, I don't honestly remember it well because, to be completely and utterly honest, I was losing my momentum to pretend to be really excited because nothing's showing up.
Because nothing's happening. Right. Yes. So you're getting disappointed that, like, okay, I got excited for my mom in the beginning, but then
now I'm bored.
Now it's like, oh, I get to this spooky place. I'm excited. Nothing happened.
Kind of want to take a nap.
Right.
Yeah. But again, I'm doing the thing. I'm in the thing. Let's do it. It's fine. They decide to take us. We get a new medium for this area. Oh, up in the room with the little boy, they were also using a spirit box.
Oh.
So their spirit box, they basically made, like, sometimes people can use them, like the more low budget paranormal investigators will just use essentially a spirit box is just a revolving AM/FM radio that is just continuously shifting through the AM stations to allow a spirit to, this is how it was explained to me. Please keep in mind, I experienced nothing. So I can't say, no, it absolutely works, or no, it absolutely doesn't. But to be able to allow a spirit to speak to you, either answer questions or just speak to you in any way, shape, or form via pieces on the airwaves.
Yeah. So, like you said, it's a device, essentially a modified radio, that it's rapidly scanning through both AM and FM radio frequencies that creates this white noise and static. So that is what you are hearing. But what could come through is some type of communication or reaction from the spirit world.
Absolutely.
Yep.
But what I can tell you is when you are hearing that white noise in a dark room, when nothing is happening and you're losing your will to be there, it just is irritating.
Oh, yeah. That would, like, that's a little cringe. It would drive me crazy.
I mean, people have white noise machines to fall asleep. So
we use a sound machine. Like, we'll use rain noises and things like that. But, like, if it's just straight white noise, I won't be able to.
Yeah, it was getting wild. So I was like, all right, bring on the next room. Like, let's go.
Moving on.
So we're introduced to our next medium guide, like our paranormal Sherpa, if you will.
Okay.
He is lovely. He's, like, super English.
Mm.
And he decides that he wants to bring us up to the bordello.
Okay.
So the bordello, obviously, is where the working ladies would be bringing their patrons up to do adult activities in exchange for money.
They were bumping uglies.
So the way that the stairway worked, and I say this because even to a skeptic, the entire thing feels very creepy and very dark, but on a human level.
Ooh.
There is one stairwell that goes up, and then there's a relatively large landing, and then another stairwell that goes up from there. It turns and goes back up. Now, on the landing, there is a very large, very comfortable looking chair that is covered in blankets and blankets and blankets to make it even more comfortable. And I don't know how I was the only one, maybe because I was not really interested in what we were doing. Right. I'm like, what's that? Hey, what's that for? It looks comfy.
Can I lay in it?
Right, pretty much. And he's like, oh, well, that's where the madam would sit.
Oh, that I can see that. I can see you wanting to sit there.
And she would take the money, right? I was like, oh, is the position open? Like, let's go. Let's make some cash. So he was like, she would take the money and make sure that the girls and the ladies that were working got paid for their services, and the gentleman didn't try to duck out.
Right. Which is a huge and important role.
Absolutely. So when you went upstairs, there was one small-ish main room that essentially served as, like, the lobby for the working ladies.
Okay.
Then there are bedrooms. There's a multitude of bedrooms. I want to say, like, maybe 5 or 6 from just the vague recollection. Again, dark up there.
Right. You've got the headlamp.
Right. So. I got this headlamp. I'm looking really pretty. So pretty. So they have us all, our smaller group that we're split into now, sitting in essentially the lobby area for this bordello. And our paranormal Sherpa is giving us a brief background on what apparently was an incredibly sordid history when it comes to a place like that.
Okay.
So there had been multiple deaths on the property entirely, but a lot of them connected to the bordello.
Okay.
So he then tells us about one particular working girl whose room is the first one when you walk up the stairs. She had a romantic love story with a man who worked on the grounds.
Oh.
However, given that time frame, the man who worked on the grounds was a black man.
Okay.
And that was very much not accepted or okay.
Right.
She became pregnant. She had the baby, hoping that the child was going to be white, or at least white passing.
Right.
The child was not.
Mm.
And to save herself and her child, she said that the man raped her. The man
fabricated a story just to save face.
Right. And it was horrifying to listen. So, of course, I'm like, this is awful. Like, this is just awful.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
The man was, I believe, lynched and thrown in the well that was on the grounds. That is still on the grounds. And they were like, oh, you can go see it in the morning. I was like, oh, no.
I think I'm good.
No, thank you.
Right.
That woman's child also met an early end in the well. She lost her mind, and I believe she was the one who had taken her own life.
Okay.
So then our Sherpa asks us, who wants to go sit on her bed?
Oh.
And everyone's being really quiet. Please keep in mind, I'm still sleepy. And I said, oh yes, please me. I would like to change location.
Right. I need something to happen.
I need it. I just need to go. So he escorts me into, no pun intended.
I see what you did there.
So he escorts me into the bedroom. He has me sit on the bed. He places 3 or 4 flashlights around the room on stable surfaces like the dressers that are in the area.
Okay.
Pretty much north, south, east, west walls of the house.
Now, are they pointing up or are they pointing...
The flashlights were laying on their sides.
Okay.
And he explained to me that this was a technique that was used with paranormal investigators, that they basically take the switch on the flashlights and put them kind of halfway in between on and off.
Okay.
So if they're touched, they'll light up.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yep. So it's on the border of being turned on. So any slight movement.
Absolutely.
Will make it click. Yeah.
He also takes, you know those baby dolls that, like, when you're a kid?
Ugh, baby dolls.
I know.
They're so
horrifying on their own.
They're so creepy. But I mean, I loved them.
I did not. So even a skeptic as a child, I was like, there's something not right with that. So it was one of those baby dolls that, like, when you laid them down, their eyes would close. And when you pick them up,
their eyes would open.
But this one also cries. When you pick it up, it lets out like a... It's horrifying. It's horrifying.
It's got a whistler in there.
And he lays this thing down, and I'm like, what is that? And he goes, don't worry about it. I was like, okay.
I'm here to sit and look pretty with my headlamp.
Kind of just like being the sacrificial lamp. I'm like, he made me take my headlamp off. He was like, it needs to be dark in here. I was like, well, that's whatever.
Thanks.
So I'm sitting there, and I can't hear him super clearly from the other room. So
you are alone.
I'm alone. I'm by myself.
And there are 4 flashlights that are essentially off.
Yes.
But could flip on.
Yes.
And the door is shut. So
and a door is open.
Oh, the door is open.
Door is open.
Okay.
And also keep in mind, someone had rented the room that I'm sitting on their bed to sleep in that night.
Oh.
So I'm trying to not... Like
disturb the sheets.
Right. I'm being a lovely visitor.
Right.
I didn't want to put my shoes anywhere. Like I was like, I don't want anyone to do this on my bed. Like,
please.
This is rude.
Gotcha.
So I'm sitting there by myself. hearing kind of muffled conversation. Not really I wasn't able to hear anything, clearly. And then out of nowhere, a glow-in-the-dark ball, like a bouncy ball, comes rolling into the room from the outside. So I scream. And I'm like, oh my God, this is it. This is happening.
Something's going on.
And the Sherpa says, oh, sorry.
Oh, no.
We were playing with the kid. And I was like, he's not in here.
I would have been so angry.
Right. And then the second thought was, well, at least, like, I didn't pee on this bed.
Right. You're welcome.
So I just wanted to leave a note, be like, I was very conscientious. Thank you. Thank you for your hospitality. So I was like, okay, but, like, if you're going to do something like that, could you let me know? And he's like, yeah, he's not wanting to play right now, so we're not going to be doing that again. And I'm like, okay. So, like you said earlier, like, when you're in the dark, your eyes play tricks on you.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, I keep in mind, super skeptic. And I work in the medical field. I'm like, I understand that when there's less light touching your rods and cones in your eyeballs, that things can appear to wave. And, like, I'm being hyper logical about it.
Right.
So this glow-in-the-dark ball that is now just, like, sitting pressed against one of the dressers that it landed against.
Okay.
After not being played with by a ghost child. Seems to be coming toward me. And I'm like, okay, no. Again, rods and cones, no light. Right. Can't see anything correctly. Like, whatever. This is not an actual thing. I'm, like, logicking myself.
Yeah.
And then our Sherpa yells in, hey, are you sitting or are you laying down? And I was like, I'm exactly where you put me. I am absolutely sitting on this bed. He goes, okay, can you do me a favor and lay down? I was like, okay, fine, but, like, am I going to be in here for a while? I'm being combative with a paranormal investigator. Because I'm afraid that if I lay down, I'm going to fall asleep. Because it was so, like, cozy in there.
And there's got to be a lot of downtime.
So much downtime.
Right.
And also, I can't hear what's happening out there. So I don't know if I'm actually experiencing downtime. Or if he's telling history. Or...
Right.
So... I do as I'm asked after I stop fighting with him. I had so many questions, and I lay down. And he gets louder so I can actually hear him. Keep in mind, my mother, my friend, and her wife are in my group, and they are in this lobby. So he then starts speaking directly to the spirit of we'll just call it what it was, the prostitute that inhabited and worked and lived in that room. He starts calling her by her name and does the one thing other than going into his quarters that the owner of the hotel requested that the investigators and we all as junior investigators, if you will, asked us not to do.
Oh, God.
And that is antagonize and instigate.
Why?
Yeah.
In the paranormal community, do certain people feel like they can antagonize? I mean, we just talked about last week with Mr. Baggins and how the antagonist, like, these are things you do not do. Mm-hmm. And if you cannot get a quick read, then you just move on and you just call it what it is.
And there's so many rooms in this place. We could have just gone somewhere else or part of the property. He starts antagonizing her. And he starts specifically talking about how sacrificial lamb skeptic girl, who is laying in her bed, thinks that I could have made more money than her at her chosen profession.
Oh, fuck.
And
you don't fuck with somebody's money.
No. Right? Especially a woman's money. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Who's dead?
Yes. He continues on in that vein for a very short period of time because almost seemingly to me simultaneously, every single flashlight turned on. The baby started crying, the baby doll that was next to me. And I felt, hand to God, a hand with nails.
Oh.
I'm wearing leggings, grab my thigh, my upper thigh, hard, like a come here.
Ooh.
And I felt searing hot running down my leg.
Ooh.
So I start screaming, like horror movie screaming.
Like you got slashed?
Like I got
nail.
right.
Ooh.
Like ripped at. My mother is in the other room. So she's hearing her child screaming. Her skeptic child.
Right. Knowing that you were walking in like, okay, I'm doing this for you.
Right. Let's have fun, but I don't really believe in this.
Right.
She comes running in. The Sherpa comes running in. He flips on the lights, which they said from the beginning, we will not be doing. Like, to immerse you in this experience, we will not be turning on lights. He was so wigged out that he flipped on the lights, and he is like, he's holding me by my shoulders, and he's like, okay, deep breaths, because apparently I was hyperventilating. Like, I don't remember at all. And my mom told me, she was like, you were frantically trying to, like, take your pants off. And I was like, oh, well, that's embarrassing. Awesome. But it was because I was trying to see what happened to my leg.
Right.
And like I said before, like when we first started,
mm-hmm.
I was always a skeptic, but I always wanted to believe. Okay. I love the spooky. I love the creepy. I love the learning about like the history of these things.
Itself is just exciting enough.
Right.
But, yeah.
So when I finally am able to get people to trying to stop me from taking down my pants in front of strangers, I mean, whatever, that I had 3 claw marks running down my thigh. I want to say maybe like 4 inches in length.
Holy crap.
And like raised. So, I mean, like,
very fresh.
Right.
This happened.
And 3 drops of blood. But my pants were not ripped.
Oh.
Leggings. I mean, like, they're delicate.
Right.
Ish.
Kind of, yeah.
Right. Not ripped. But my skin was, so that was fine.
Oh, God.
So I'm like, what the fuck? I need to go. And the paranormal investigator is like, no, we're going to do one more thing.
Oh,
I was like, okay, but like you could continue doing it without me, right? Like, Are you good? And my mom is like, are you okay? She's like, she looked at him at one point and was like, get your hands off my daughter.
Yeah. Like, you did this. You instigated enough where she got hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's like, if you're willing, I want to do one more thing, but you won't be alone. I was like, okay, but like, I'm not willing to do this for much longer in this room. Like, this is not okay. I don't feel good.
Right.
Like, I was feeling kind of queasy and I was cold. Like, when it was all going on, I remember being cold. Like, cold.
But it's because, well, they say
presences
being there will drop the temperature.
And I didn't think about that at all until until after I was out of there. So he has everyone that was out in that lobby area come in and like kind of go around the like perimeter of the room.
Okay.
There were a couple of chairs that, some people could take, and then he tells me, I'm going to lay down next to you. We're both going to lay down. I was like, well, I mean, that didn't really go well for me before.
Last time, right.
And he's like, we're just going to try something. I was like, okay. Like, I'm not really
We tried it last time. Yeah.
Like, but okay. And we lay down after he turns the lights off again. And he starts talking to her by saying, that was a very petty thing you did. And I'm like, oh, this motherfucker.
Instigating again.
And that had she been better at her job, he didn't even get the rest of his thought out. I felt on my shoulders pressure on both sides, like it was a grown man holding me down. I felt pressure on my chest, like the top of my rib cage. And just like I was being pressed into the mattress. I got a breath and I just screamed. But at the same time, again, the medium starts screaming. And the lights turned on, the flashlights that were reset up. And the baby doll starts going off. So then not only am I screaming, This man who's supposed to be, like, safely leading me through a paranormal investigation is also screaming. Now everyone else in the room is screaming, and it's a cacophony of screams.
Oh, God.
So
much stuff happening all at once.
and I couldn't process anything except for the pressure that was on me.
As if, like, somebody was just putting all of their weight
And
on
it felt
you.
like a human being. Like, I don't know how to explain why that's what it felt like, because it's not like I have a lot of experience with, like...
With people
like,
holding you down.
Right. Like, that's just not how I live my life.
Right.
But, like, I went into, like, fight or flight. Like, I wanted to push up right away. And then everything stopped. And the investigator grabbed my arm, and he was like, I didn't have a chance to say before, or I neglected to say before, how I receive messages and how I'm in contact with the spirit.
Oh, God.
My line of communication is through sight. He's like, I am showed things.
So he could see what was happening?
And he said that there was a woman dressed in pink with her hair coming down, kneeling on top of me.
Oh, hence the pressure on your chest. Her knees were probably there and pushing down on your shoulders. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. And, like, inches from your face?
Like, leaning on, like, he was like, her face was almost touching your face.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, okay, so I don't care what else you want to try. I appreciate this. I appreciate what you've showed us. I appreciate the journey you've brought us on.
Right.
But I'm going to go.
I'm done.
I'm going to go downstairs. I'm done with up here. I'm not done with the entire thing because that would make my mom really sad. But I'm done.
I'm walking away from the bordello right now.
I'm very, very done. Very, very done. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your understanding. But I got to go.
Right.
So I'm blazing downstairs. And my mom is following me because she was like, absolutely not. And I get down the stairs. I turn the corner. I'm in the kitchen, which is like essentially the safe zone.
With where all the lights are, right?
Where all the lights are on.
Okay.
And there is another medium that I have not met before who is finishing up investigating one of the other rooms.
Because there's other groups.
Yes, there's multiple groups. I want to say at that point there were like 4 or 5 groups.
Okay.
That have at least 6 people in each group. Like, it was a lot of people. And she puts her hand on my arm and she says, I have a message for you. And I was like, not right now.
I need a minute.
Not right now. I have to go outside for, like, give me 5. Give me 5. And she says, he has been trying to get me to talk to you since you walked through the door. Right? I was like, so I get indignant a little bit. I'm like, who? Who, ma'am? Who?
Right.
As I'm still walking toward the front door. And she says my grandfather's name. Which is not exactly like a Joe or like John. Like, it's not.
It's not your typical, I'm just going to throw a name out and see if it hits.
Right. Absolutely. And she was like, I heard what happened upstairs, and I'm sorry to lay this on you too, but he's being insistent, and I cannot conduct any of the investigations.
Until I talk to you?
Until I talk to you, because he told me he won't leave me alone. Until I talk to you.
And, like, damn, how quick did those spirits tell her what happened upstairs?
Right? Well, she probably heard all of the screaming.
Right. The entire commotion that was happening.
So, my grandfather growing up was my father. And when he passed, it was devastating to me. And so immediately, I mean, I was stopped in my tracks. And that was my mother's father.
Okay.
So my mom, right away, she went very still. And I'm going to try to get through this without getting emotional because that's not cute on a podcast.
Oh, you do what you have to do.
I have to maintain some dignity is what I have to do. But she told me, she was like, he doesn't have a long message, but he wants you to know that he's proud of you. And I lost it. I hugged my mom and I was like, I'm so sorry that you were the one that wanted to experience all of these things.
And I got it all.
Yeah. And this medium turns and she looks at my mom And she tells her, he wants you to know that you're doing the right thing. And my mom just starts bawling.
Lost
and I was
it.
like, okay, can you ask him to, like, stop for a little bit? And
Please.
Right. And
I need a minute.
She laughed and she said, he's sorry to make you emotional, but your emotions are your power. And I was like, okay, I'm done. Like, I love you, but I gotta go.
Get me out of this fucking place.
Yes. So my mom and I went outside. There's a big wraparound porch in the front of the Shanley. And we had a good cry. And she was like, well, at least he said hi.
Oh.
And I was like, and you're doing the right thing, whatever that's about. And she's like, I can't even think about that right now. And I was like, I get it. Like, I get it.
I'm sure that, like, once you guys had a moment to, like, sit down and be like, oh, wow.
Right.
There was probably a moment of clarity later on.
There was for her. There very
good.
much was for her. And it was really cathartic and it was really empowering for her. And I'm glad that she got that. However, I'm still a little miffed with him that he couldn't just, like, let me know when I was at home and I could ugly cry.
Right.
He had to involve this lady.
Right. How dare you get a middleman?
I was like, man, it's been a minute. Like, you couldn't just, I don't know, make my computer type a letter or something. I don't know. Like,
Does that happen?
Right, I don't know. Like, there's that show Ghostwriter from back in the day.
Right.
Like, you couldn't, pop on in.
Seriously.
Pop on in. Like, so we went back in and the medium was like, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. I was like, you didn't upset me. It was just really emotional. And
it was overwhelming.
I was also riding high off the adrenaline from being faced with the fact that, like, the things that you were so skeptical about are able to manifest and are able to show themselves. And quite honestly, I kind of deserved it for the amount of shit talking I was doing upstairs with my headlamp on.
So, oh my gosh, right? Like, look at me. Do you think that if the medium had come up to you prior to the whole bordello situation and said and gave you that message, do you think that you would have been skeptical about it? Or was the name so distinguished that you would have been like, wait a minute, how do you know that? Like, do you think that one has...
It was the name. Like, my grandfather was and is forever, like, so embedded in me. He is one of the reasons that I have the views, the good, positive views that I do throughout life, the experiences that I've had in my life with him. And I'm forever living in a way that I hope makes him proud. It was a driving factor for me for so long. Okay. And still is, because he was one of not only the best people that I've ever known, but he was the benchmark of what a man should be. And he was such an impact on me and continues to be even in passing. Like, so using his name was the thing that ruined me. But I don't know that I would have been as wrecked if I hadn't been coming off of an adrenaline spike.
Such a high. Right. You were at such a high.
Yeah. And I might have been able to be a little more, like, trying to talk myself, like, logic myself out of the belief. But it was just so fast and so furious. I went from, like, wanting to take a nap after having, like, a few cocktails and to being, like, assaulted. Miss Ma'am.
Yes. Excuse me.
Also, I didn't say any of those things.
Right. Someone else is. Damn. Seriously. Like, you were getting all of the shit from a man.
From a man
telling you.
Uh-huh. Sorry,
like,
Dirk Stecker. But yeah, it was really, really heavy. And, like, we went to a few other rooms, and, like, for your listeners, I thoroughly suggest at least visiting the website to see the encounters, because I believe they have the encounters on there, like some reported encounters in the very basement. During the winter months, they used to keep deceased bodies.
Ooh.
Because
the ground being frozen, that makes a lot of sense.
So that was one of the areas that they also took my group to. They had one of those laser grids so you could see if anything passed through it.
Oh.
Because there are multiple accounts of people seeing a soldier down there who is angry or bewildered, like seemingly to not be making sense, and that kind of sounds like shell shock, which then got turned into PTSD.
Right.
So the history behind it is incredibly interesting, and the other encounters are wild. Like I can't speak to them personally, but like just to hear the stories, it's kind of fun. I mean, isn't that why people tune into this?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so you were saying you can go right onto the shanleyhotel.com and read up on the history. You can look at the different counts of stories and encounters that other people have experienced there. There's a bunch of reviews as well. But I mean, you can do just like we've been talking about. You can do a tour. You can do an overnight tour. You can check in at 6 p.m., check out the following day at 10. They do have a 4-hour structured staff-led paranormal activity from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. And you can pick what kind of activities you want to be a part of. Some of the ghost hunting equipment is available for you to use, but it's like kind of a first come, first serve service. So they highly recommend that you bring your own recording devices. So if you have, obviously we're in a day and age where everybody has a phone and now they have like apps and stuff. But if you have different EVP recorders, things like that, you could bring them. They do allow you to have some free time where you can, once you're done with your staff-led investigations, you can kind of like explore the grounds on your own.
Yeah, like a free-range chicken.
Right. Yeah, like, here we go. Let's check this out. They do have a very strict no one under the age of 13 is allowed on property, which I think is really cool. And no one under the age of 18 is allowed without an adult. So I'm assuming there's like some liabilities there. There's definitely a waiver that you need to sign, but like you said, it's definitely a dry place, so there's absolutely no alcohol.
But there's one bar.
But there's one bar somewhere on Main Street, right? They do also, like, if you kind of want to check it out, but you're just like, I don't know if the overnight stay is for me, they have something that's called the Shanley Afternoon Tea.
Ooh.
And with the spirits, you get to like sit with them, and it's an afternoon type of event. You can check that out on their website as well. But it includes different teas, but then there's tarot card readings, there's the dowsing rods, you've got the pendulums that we kind of like talked about, and they do still bring out the spirit box because spirits are around 24/7. Right? It's just when you are open to the experience, that's when you kind of like witness more things, and you let your brain start allowing all of the senses to be heightened. That's why a lot of the stuff does happen at night, because your body is resting, so you're not giving out energy.
That
you're able to accept.
I feel like nighttime, it's a very primal thing in humans, that like the night is when things that dating way back, like those are the things that we should be afraid of, like the physical things that we should be afraid of come out. So I feel like nighttime is always a creepier time.
It's so creepy. It really is. And it's not like being afraid of the dark. It's being afraid of what's in the dark.
Correct.
Like what can see me that I cannot see?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So would you go back?
I feel like I would go back because there was one final experience that I had that I didn't know I was having until right before I was leaving.
Okay.
That kind of, in a weird, silly way, kind of made the mauling that I experienced.
Oh my God.
not so bad.
Oh, okay.
So when we were walking around originally, outside of the living quarters of the owner, there was a set of cat dishes, like a water and a food dish.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, whatever, cat. And at the end of like our free range, because they do give you time at the end of your investigation, like all of your investigations, to kind of decompress. You can talk about your experiences with the other people in the other groups that you hadn't been with the entire time. So it was one of those things that it was like, okay, cat. And then you just move along. So at the end, after we were able to decompress, talk to other guests about our experiences, I wasn't talking to anybody about anything.
Right.
I was done.
I
was done. Yeah. My friend that had been there was like, that was wild. And I was like, yeah.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. Is that bar open? I know it's 4 a.m., but is that bar open?
Right.
And she's like, this is literally a one-horse town. I don't think so. I was like, oh, womp womp.
Damn.
Yeah.
Is there a store that sells alcohol?
Right? Like, I should have just had like a flask. Like,
right.
Just stepped outside real quick. So we go into our Eleanor Roosevelt Blue Room, and my mom and I are like go to bed and everything. Now, I have had cats my entire life, and there's like a feeling that when a cat or a dog walks into a room, even if you're not hearing them, you can kind of feel them.
You definitely feel their presence, yeah.
And I am a lover of animals. They bring so much joy. So I have always, whenever one of my cats walked into my bedroom, even when I was sleeping, like kind of in your sleep, you just put your hand down to pet the cat.
Right.
Just so they know that you love them and,
right.
Hi, baby.
I know you're here.
Right. I'm acknowledging you. So I put my hand down for the cat because I'm like, oh, the cat must have got in the room. So in the morning before we're leaving, we're having breakfast, coffee, pastries, whatever. I mean, they do a really lovely job there. Really lovely.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm an ad for the Napa.
Well, absolutely. I mean, Midnight Spectre and I would love to go.
Oh, I think you would have so much fun. So I asked the woman who was really in charge of the entire thing. I was like, oh, hey, where's the cat? And she goes, the cat? I said, yeah, the cat. It was in my room last night. She goes, the cat passed away 2 weeks ago.
Oh, shit.
And I was like,
no, it did not.
All right, I'm going to go.
Oh, my gosh. As if that wasn't enough.
Right.
Oh, my God.
But for some reason, like, it was sweet.
Oh, it was probably like full circle.
Right. It was like
full circle.
Oh, she went through a really hard time.
Let me just give her a
She
little
likes
love.
cats.
Yeah. You're definitely
Yeah.
a cat person.
So then we attended the saging. Like when we were leaving, there was a medium that was saging.
Yeah.
And we handled all that. And then she looks at my mom and she goes, don't be disappointed. You're sensitive. And just turns around and starts saging someone else. And my mom's like, what the hell just happened? I'm a what? And that was all she ever said to her.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So don't worry. You're sensitive.
Right. Don't be disappointed.
Don't be disappointed. Oh.
Because my mom was the one who really wanted
something to happen.
Everything.
Yeah. And here's her skeptic daughter.
So we're driving home and I was like, they're coming for you next. Yeah.
Seriously. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's crazy. They don't allow, well, no, it's not crazy. It makes complete sense, but they don't allow smoking, saging, smudging, incense, or any type of candle burning inside of the hotel.
Yeah, it was outside.
So you have to, once you're leaving, because they
smudge before you get in the car.
Yeah, make sure you don't bring that shit
Says
back
the
with
skeptic.
you. Yes, absolutely. I bet you smudge quite frequently now. Yeah. So definitely, thank you so much for sharing that. What a wild roller coaster ride! Like that.
Yeah,
it's
bananas. It was absolutely bananas, and like for years now, I have been trying to logic away. But how?
Okay, so
how do you logic it all away?
Here is the question. Skeptic?
I hate to say, yeah, I kind of still am because I haven't experienced anything after that.
Okay.
Like, I'm not skeptical of the fact that it can happen and that the veil can thin or however you want to put it. But I am skeptical that the amount of people across the globe that are
that
like
are experiencing
ghost
so much.
here, ghost there, ghost everywhere.
Right.
I don't think that is the case. Like I don't. And I do believe that there are people in this world that are true mediums, that do have a sensitivity, that are asensitive and work on that gift. But that it's a gift, and gifts aren't just handed out willy-nilly. So the amount of people that report to be psychics and all of those things, like, they're just really good at reading people as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But to come up to someone and say, your
have a direct
grandfather
message.
wants you to hear this and use his name. This woman has never seen me before in my life, and she's from another country. So, like...
Yeah. And you'll never see me again.
Right.
Like...
Ever. And you're gaining literally nothing from me. So, I kind of am... It teeters.
You're teetering. Yeah. So, like, I'm not so skeptical that
it's possible.
Things are possible.
Yes.
I've experienced a few things, but does it happen as frequently as other people describe it? Probably not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the worst part is, like, I really wish that I could shake that skepticism and be like, no, I'm absolutely a believer.
I wonder if your heart just wants a little bit more.
I feel like,
oh, I got a little taste.
I feel like it needs, like, a little bit. I mean, cool trick, but, like,
show me more.
Let me see your face.
Let me. What you got? What you got?
Exactly.
Right.
My obstinate ass is like, I mean, cool, but, like, picture it didn't happen.
Pretty much. Yeah. No, I definitely feel you on that. I mean, you know, the scratches on your leg isn't enough.
Right? Like, what's wrong with me? That I'm like, yeah, a little blood, it's fine.
Maybe it was the cat. Yeah. I don't know. The cat
that
died 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But thank you so much
Thanks for
sharing.
having me.
Truly appreciate it. So, guys, what do you guys think? Have you been to the Shanley Hotel? Would you want to go? Give us your experiences. Leave a comment for sure. Tell us where you've gone. Midnight Spectre and myself would love to frequent some of these places, so let's figure it out. Thank you so much for joining us and listening in on our podcast in regards to the Shanley Hotel and a true life experience. Until next time, stay safe, my friends, and do not forget to leave a light on.